Welcome back. An extensive series of reports in the Buffalo News focuses on who killed the Monsignor. They are looking into the death of Monsignor Francis O'Connor, which happened almost 60 years ago. He was the editor of the Diocese of Buffalo's newspaper. And joining me now, we have Dan Herbeck, an award-winning journalist with the Buffalo News. This is an 18-day series and one of the longest running series the Buffalo News has ever had. And you've been working on it along with Lou Michel. What is the series about?
Well, you know, I first took an interest in this case when I was 11 years old. I was delivering the Buffalo News, and I used to read the headlines as I delivered the paper, and I saw this horrible story about a priest being murdered in 1966. No arrests were ever made. It's still an unsolved mystery. I've always wondered about the case, and about a year and a half ago, we decided to take a very intensive look at this cold case and see what we could come up with.
So how did this all come to light? Can you give us a couple of bullet points about what happened or what the unknowns are about this Monsignor?
Monsignor Francis O'Connor was a very prominent priest in Buffalo. He had met presidents and all kinds of dignitaries, very well respected and liked. One night in March of 1966, he went out late at night, and he was supposed to say Mass the next morning at 7 a.m. He didn't show up, which was very unusual for him. Some nuns who knew him called the police. They began searching for him, and he was found face down in Scajaquada Creek.
Now, no one has been charged in this case, and I know cold cases are so hard because, especially something dating back to the 60s, we're talking about a lot of time that has passed. What have you uncovered in this? Have you had any conversations with law enforcement? What's the missing piece here as to why this is a cold case?
Well, we filed a Freedom of Information request with the Buffalo Police, and they gave us what they said was the entire case file, and we dug into that very deeply. Unfortunately, you can tell by the numbers of the reports in the file that about 24 or more reports are missing, have disappeared from the file. But what we do know is that the police were investigating at least 2 suspects in this case. One of them was a young reporter who worked for Monsignor O'Connor at the newspaper and who had once made a statement that he had romantic affections toward the Monsignor, and also that he wanted to put an axe through his head.
Okay.
The other suspect was a priest who was a former professional wrestler who was known or suspected to have very rough, improper treatment of young teenagers, and he was also looked at as a suspect.
So we have missing documents, potential missing evidence. What is the potential or alleged cover-up that you are finding throughout this investigation?
Well, I think it's looking more and more like the Buffalo Diocese. Their leaders thought that something very embarrassing was going to come out if this investigation continued all the way to an arrest. And we have heard from sources that the Buffalo Police shut down the investigation at the request of Diocese of Buffalo leaders.
Okay. A lot to unpack, an 18-day series. We certainly could go on forever about this, but Dan, I know if readers want to learn more about this, want to read some of this amazing investigative reporting, you can go to the Buffalo News website. Thank you so much for joining us to give us just a little sneak peek into what you guys have been working on.